Uh, Talking a little bit about the Mission Valley Regional Command. So when we talk about the regional command concept, of course, it's something different. It's not, so for those new residents new to the El Paso area, the regional command concept is not just a substation. It's something different. Tell us a little bit about what's available and what the regional command is about there at the Mission.
Mission Valley is like all the other regions. We have a day shift, evening and graveyard shift. Our day shift is headed by Lieutenant Lara. That shift starts at 5 a.m. and ends at 3 p.m. Our evening shift starts at 1 p.m. and ends at 11 p.m. and that's headed by Lieutenant Salcido. And on the graveyard shift, which is headed by Lieutenant Lockhart, starts at 9 p.m. and ends at 7 a.m. We also have a Central Investigation Division, which is headed by Lieutenant Lucero. They handle all the follow-up investigations. And they also encompass the TAC unit, which handles our burglaries, robberies, burglary vehicles.
In this week's Crime of the Week, Crime Stoppers in the El Paso Police Department are asking for help in identifying 3 burglars.
On Friday, July 1st, 2022 at 4:05 a.m., 3 men arrived to the Greenhouse Smoke Shop at 607 Giles. The men broke the glass front door to the business and went inside. In a matter of 2 minutes, the suspects took more than $8,000 in merchandise. The trio left and came back at 4:25 a.m. to steal additional merchandise. The suspects were recorded by security cameras, and investigators know someone knows who these burglars are.
Anyone with any information on this burglary should call Crime Stoppers of El Paso at 566-8477. That's 566-TIPS.
There's often a lot of confusion among the general public about the difference between burglary and robbery. In terms of the Texas Penal Code, it's important to remember you rob people, but you burglarize structures. You can't rob structures, and you certainly can't burglarize people. Under common law, burglary required a person to actually break into a house by smashing windows or doors. But the Texas Penal Code doesn't require this. In fact, some states may have a separate offense called breaking and entering, but Texas law makes no distinction between a violent or a nonviolent entry. It's all covered under burglary. There are 3 ways to commit burglary in Texas. First, a person commits burglary when they enter a habitation or building or any portion of such without effective consent which is not open to the public, with intent to commit a felony, theft, or an assault. So, for example, you break into a house with the intent to steal the television. Keep in mind, just the act of breaking in with the intent to commit the theft qualifies as burglary. Even if you get chased off by the family dog without the television, you still committed burglary. Another important note is the statute only requires you enter without effective consent. So there's no difference whether you get in by use of a crowbar and smash the window or just walk through an open and unlocked door if your intent is to commit theft. Second, a person commits burglary when they enter a habitation or building or any portion and, remaining concealed without consent, has intent to commit felony, theft, or assault. So, let's say you walk into a store just before it closes for the night and then hide with the intent to come out after everyone has left and steal merchandise. Unfortunately for you, a nighttime security guard catches you before you can commit the theft. In this case, the elements of the offense of burglary have still been met. Or finally, a person commits burglary when they enter a habitation or building or any portion and, remaining concealed without consent, actually commit the felony, theft, or assault. So again, let's say you walk into a store just before it closes for the night and then hide. After all the employees have left, you steal merchandise and exit out the fire doors. In this case, again, even though you entered with consent, you have still committed burglary. Burglary of a habitation with intent to commit a felony other than theft, such as sexual assault, is a felony of the first degree. Burglary of any habitation, as well as burglary of a pharmacy, clinic, hospital, nursing facility, or medical warehouse with intent to steal prescription drugs, is a felony of the second degree. Finally, a burglary of a building other than a habitation is a state jail felony.
On Friday, July 1st, 2022 at 4:05 a.m., 3 men arrived to the Greenhouse Smoke Shop at 607 Giles. The men broke the glass front door to the business and went inside. In a matter of 2 minutes, the suspects took more than $8,000 in merchandise. The trio left and came back at 4:25 a.m. to steal additional merchandise. The suspects were recorded by security cameras, and investigators know someone knows who these burglars are.
Anyone with any information on this burglary should call Crime Stoppers of El Paso at 566-8477. That's 566-TIPS.
We also have a Central Investigation Division, which is headed by Lieutenant Lucero. They handle all the follow-up investigations. And they also encompass the TAC unit, which handles our burglaries, robberies, burglary vehicles.
And that's also something important that a lot of people don't realize. They're from the command center. You have a variety of investigations that do take place, but also there's many times questions that come up from the public of, okay, they made a report, but that's not necessarily all. Once you make a report, there is a little bit of something that you're supposed to do after you file the report.
Correct.
Right?
You can call the station. You can call our CID section at 212-8317 and ask for a follow-up on your case. Who is it assigned to? The sergeant will review the case. If there's workable evidence, he's going to assign it, and the detective will take it from there and look for more evidence, get statements, try and identify an offender. If he's got enough, then a warrant will be worked up.
And that's pretty good, important information there, Commander, because I know a lot of times it is something where people just think, well, I filed the report, so everything is taken care of. But they need to make sure that, because many times, and I know when I worked as a detective, one of the important things that we try to do, of course, is follow up and make contact with that individual to get some more details. And so it's very important that they leave correct information so that we can go ahead and get a hold of them the best way that we can get a hold of them, and that they also themselves also give us a call so we can make sure that we can clarify certain things and know that they are interested in continuing to pursue the case.
Correct. I suggest that when they first meet with an officer to make the report, again, make sure their cell phones and their addresses are correct. They're updated information that they're giving that to the officer. Because a lot of times the detective, if he doesn't have the correct information, he's spending a lot of time trying to locate victims. So that takes away from the investigation.
Right.
When he can just make a quick phone call and get the information and get the case moving.